Hi, this is Michael Becker, and welcome to this 5Cs Mastering Tinderbox 101 video session. And in this session, what I want to do is introduce you to a new advanced template that I've developed. I call it the Advanced List View in Tinderbox. And let's just jump right in and I'll show you and explain it all as we go. Okay, so here's the template, and rather than going through all the documentation, which also exists in this file, which we'll do in a little bit, let me go ahead and just rapidly show you the installer. So I'm going to go ahead and click the installer, pop over to new, and we're going to create a new Tinderbox document. So here I've got a new Tinderbox document, and I'm going to go ahead and paste in the installer. So what the installer is going to do is install all the necessary attributes and templates and such in the libraries that are needed for this view to run, and we're ready to go. So now I've gone ahead and installed the file. I'm going to go up and click on the Show Text Preview pane so that we can actually look at the notes in just a minute. And the one thing that we need to do to be able to initialize the functions within the library, because there's no way to automate it just yet, Mark Bernstein is working on that in the backstage, is just slightly edit the note of the library function. And so that will initialize all of the functions in the library. Now that the functions are in the library are initialized, we're ready to go and start using the template. But before I show you the actual the library and process and working, I want to first show you what you traditionally see when you're saying using the traditional HTML template in Tinderbox. So I've now just installed the traditional HTML template in Tinderbox, and I'm going to drag over the inspector. So that what we're going to do now is look at these notes through the traditional HTML view. And you can see the notes, and you'll notice I've got some nesting in here as well. And I have got various attributes associated with these notes, such as this is a calendar note, a fire note. This is, this one's on fire. This one's really a good bullseye. It's a solid one. This one's free. There's a premium charge, a budget charge on some of these. Here's a citation for this particular document. The note has a URL, so you can see, it's got text descriptions. So you can see you have all of these various values and attribute information that you could be associating with a particular note. So now that I've got the HTML, let's go ahead and assign the HTML template to this file. And when I preview it, you'll get exactly what we would expect. A traditional kind of linear Microsoft Word, Google-like document when I'm looking at my notes. But there's a value in being able to look at your notes through a list, such as maybe you're wanting to do a PowerPoint presentation. Maybe you're wanting to consolidate down your logic to get a good sense of what's going on with a particular document, and which you don't really necessarily see through the traditional outline view in Tinderbox. So I'm going to go now switch back to my template here, and voila. Tinderbox instantly converts that nested list into that hierarchy list into a nested list document, and you'll see that I've got URLs associated with it, as well as all of the accent flags that I have associated with that particular list. Now I can go in on the cover list, for example, and let's say I don't want the accent flags, so I can just turn off the booleans on those accent flags and redo the list, and now I'm just getting the list solely with just the titles of the notes. And watch this. If I go ahead and copy these and go over and open up a PowerPoint, you can see here I'm now able to paste that in, and I'm now starting to build my PowerPoint presentation out. Similarly, if I click here, and let's say I wanted to add maybe the category within that list, so I could add the category to that list, go over here, create a new slide, and paste that in. Whoops, I didn't hit copy here. Copy those notes. Well, I did hit copy, it was just a little slow. Paste those in, and you'll see I have all of those notes there. So really, really kind of effective way of generating and managing lists within your Tinderbox document. But there's a little bit more that you can do with this. So let's say I want to change the styling of the lists. You can easily go in and using the CSS documents, you can go ahead and change the style of the list. Likewise, let's say I wanted to change the type of list that it is. Is it a numbered list? Is it a bulleted list? Well, if it's a numbered list, I can just check the numbered list, and now I've got a numbered list. If I wanted a bulleted list, I can go, or say like a Roman numeral list, I can go ahead here, and I've got a Roman numeral list now. So you can easily kind of modify and manage and interact with your lists. The other nice thing that you can do with this is this is a really transferable set of capabilities that you can bring across any number of your different Tinderbox files. It's not just locked within this particular document. And let me give you an example of that. So let's say I'm going to go up and I'm going to take some notes. So I'll create some notes like test 1, note A, note B, note C, and maybe let's we'll call it note C, and we'll call this one note 1. All right, and let's go nest all of these up into test note, and let's put note 1 under that note there. So you see I've got a hierarchy list of notes, and I'm going to go ahead and assign the prototype here. So I've got all of the various flags and booleans that I'll need to be able to run this particular note. And because this is my this is leveraging my existing template right now, I'll go ahead and turn these on, and you'll see, and I got to go make sure that this is a list, and we'll include the title, and you'll see I've got my bulleted list as expected. Now you're going to say, well, where is note 1? Well, if I want to have a nested list, I can go ahead and tell note C. Let's go ahead and add the prototype to all of these. I can tell note C to also list its notes. And now I've got the hierarchy list of notes. And that hierarchy can keep going on and on and on. So you can be able to pull this into any number of different documents. Now here's what's interesting. If we go down and pull out of the include out of the template that I'm providing within this file, and so if we scroll down here and I just grab the include instructions that are being used to call from the template the advanced list library, I can put this include into any template or any note, like this one that we've just pulled in from the traditional Tinderbox file. And if I now go up here and change the template to include, you'll now see here's the bulleted list. And these other elements are coming into the template because we haven't adjusted the template for all of the various Boolean and other flags on how you want to manage your output. But you can see that this library is imminently transferable across any of your documents or any of your Tinderbox project files. So that's particularly exciting. The other thing that I really enjoy about this is the ability to surgically place my lists anywhere within my Tinderbox document. Let me show you how I pulled that off. So here I've developed what I call the advanced list macro. And the advanced list macro leverages macro command to call the macro from internally within the note, as well as macro code that you can put in and build a macro. And if you've never used a macro in Tinderbox, it's over here. And I can go down to the export code, go to macros, and here's you can just install the advanced list macro. And my notes and manual for the template explains how to do that. So now look what's going on here. I'm going, hey, Tinderbox, go call the advanced list macro. And what I want you to do is go grab the notes, the list of notes from this note ID number. So if I pop over to this one, you'll see this note is 236. And so I'm saying, go grab the list of notes from starting with note 236, and then pass the various flags that you want to be giving the Tinderbox file. So for instance, do I want to turn on the categories or the flags? And this first example list, let's turn them all off to false. And in this other example of use of the macro list, turn them all on to true. And I've put these kind of extra flags here so that you know, like this first false is related to text. This false is related to flag, etc., and so on. So now when I run the macro in this particular note, you'll see the Tinderbox is surgically grabbing this list of notes and placing it in right where I'm telling it to place it within my output of my document. And then if I wanted to go down in here, it looks like I spelled false wrong, which I did. So I go down here, you'll see the paywalls disappear. And then if I turn on another item like category, I can turn that one on. You'll now see the categories appear within my list. If I want to turn all of these off, I could turn those all off to false, and I'd be able to turn that off too. So this is a really, really exciting and powerful new view and new way of manipulating and working within your notes within Tinderbox. And all it takes is taking the library and putting it into the appropriate places. I hope you get a lot of value from this, and if you want to learn more from the file or gain access to it, now please check out the Tinderbox forum, where I'll add a few more notes about this file, and it will become available through my 5Cs of Knowledge Management School. If you're interested in me running a workshop on this file, let me know, and maybe we pull together an hour or 2 hour workshop and dig deeper into the file for those people that license it. So just let me know. All right, well, thank you very much, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.